He just wanted to travel, feel the wind on his face, visit that country he always dreamed about, discover new places, enjoy the freedom retirement promised him. After decades of hard work, it seemed like the least he deserved, right? But what no one expected, not him, not his family, was that this trip, so innocent at first, would become the final chapter of his story. It wasn't a plane crash. It wasn't a robbery. Nothing that made the evening news. It was something much quieter and much more common than most people think. A string of overlooked details, forgotten precautions, ignored warning signs. Because after 70, danger doesn't scream. It whispers. And if you're not listening, you pay the price. Hard to admit, but many trips taken by seniors end in hospitals, or don't end at all. Not because travel is dangerous, but because the body, after 70, runs like a delicate clock. Any disruption to its rhythm can trigger a chain reaction. And most people still haven't realized that. In this video, you'll learn about 6 real and frighteningly silent risks that follow seniors who travel after 70. And we're not talking about rare events. We're talking about ordinary things, a forgotten medication, a sleepless night, a different meal, a not-so-clean bathroom. Things that seem harmless until they're not. So if you, or someone you love, has ever dreamed of hitting the road after 70, this video isn't just important, it's urgent. Because learning this now could save you from tears later. It could protect the most precious things you have, your life, your time, your freedom, and most of all, your safe return home. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to tell you, no one else is telling. And believe me, a single piece of information can mean the difference between coming back with photos or not coming back at all. It's incredible how a tiny pill bottle can make or break a peaceful trip. Many seniors forget to pack their proper medications or take the wrong doses at the wrong time in another country, and that can turn into a medical emergency. Some assume, it's just a few days, I'll be fine. Or worse, they try to improvise. But in this stage of life, healthy aging means following your treatment to the letter. Your heart, blood pressure, and immune system aren't fans of improvisation. Take this example. A 74-year-old man flies to Europe for a long-awaited cruise. On day 2, he feels dizzy and nauseous. His daughter takes him to a local doctor, who prescribes a similar medication. But hours later, he has a reaction. The culprit? A drug interaction. What could have prevented this? A simple printed medication list with names, dosages, and doctor notes, ideally translated into English. Medication deserves the same respect as your passport. Without it, you're unprotected. High blood pressure, diabetes, arrhythmia, these aren't small things you can push aside. One missed pill can throw the whole system off. That's why visiting your doctor before you travel is non-negotiable. Update your prescriptions, ask what to do if you lose a pill, and don't guess. Guessing can cost more than a plane ticket. People often forget the same medication name may have a different formula in another country. So never accept similar, over-the-counter suggestions. Bring your full supply in your carry-on, not your checked bag, and organize your pills in clear, labeled pouches for easy access at airport security. And let's talk time zones. Changing your pill schedule without professional advice is dangerous. If you usually take a sleeping pill at 10 p.m. in Brazil, but you're now in a country 6 hours ahead, do you keep the old schedule or adjust? Only your doctor should answer that. Healthy aging doesn't leave these things to instinct. One old-school tip still works. Label your pill packs with the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It helps avoid missed or repeated doses. Apps with alarm reminders are also a great help. They might sound simple, but they can save your life mid-trip. And don't forget a medical letter, signed, stamped, and ideally translated, listing your current conditions, medications, and emergency instructions. It may feel like overkill until it becomes your lifeline. Tech-savvy travelers can even use QR codes to store this data on their phones. People spend hours planning hotels, flights, and excursions, but overlook the most basic part of the trip, protecting their health. Because danger doesn't always come with sirens. Sometimes, it starts with one missed pill. And speaking of rhythm, your body's clock is the next thing that can turn your trip upside down. It might sound silly, but jet lag can seriously shake your well-being, especially after 70. The older we get, the more sensitive our body becomes to time changes. That internal clock doesn't like surprises. And when you fly across time zones, it fights back. insomnia, dizziness, fatigue, even mild confusion. Some recover in 2 days. Others, not so easily. And that's where falls and mental fog begin. Think about this. You land in Italy at 10 a.m., but your body thinks it's still 5 a.m. You try to stay awake all day to adjust, but by nighttime, your brain refuses to rest. The result? A foggy next morning. Not because of age, but because your internal rhythm is completely off. That's not weakness, it's biology. And no, a strong coffee won't fix it. After 70, sleep becomes a fragile gear in your wellness machine. Poor sleep impacts balance, memory, and mood. Many people fear they're getting dementia when they're really just sleep-deprived. That's why healthy aging includes protecting your sleep like gold. Want a trick? A few days before your trip, start adjusting your sleep and wake times gradually to match your destination. Use light exposure tools or apps that help you regulate melatonin naturally. These small steps can do wonders. They're real tips for a longer life. Stick to a schedule even while traveling. Regular meals and sleep routines help reprogram your internal clock. Avoid long naps during the day, and go for light morning walks to absorb natural light. Bring a gentle book to read, something like The Old Man and the Sea or The Book Thief. Calming stories ease the mind without needing pills. Speaking of pills, avoid heavy-duty sleep meds unless your doctor prescribes them specifically for travel. Many older adults have ended up disoriented or even hospitalized from the wrong dosage in a new environment. Try herbal teas, soft music, or lavender oil instead. Gentle methods often work better and safer. Hotels can also disrupt your rest. Strange noises, thin curtains, and unfamiliar beds make it hard to sleep. That's why I recommend a sleep kit: eye mask, earplugs, lavender spray, and even your favorite pillow. Comfort helps your body stay on track, essential for senior well-being. Because once your body starts recovering from the time shift, another danger may quietly slip in, through hotel air vents or airplane cabins. One that most travelers never see coming. Some threats don't knock. They slip in quietly, through shared air, unwashed sheets, or questionable restrooms. For those in the third age, a weakened immune system is an open door to invisible invaders. Planes are air-sealed tubes. Hotels? Often far from the clean they advertise. Curtains, bedding, and bathrooms can harbor germs you'd rather not meet. Seniors often have medical histories, surgeries, ongoing treatments, and their immune systems don't bounce back like they used to. What's a mild cold for a younger person can turn into pneumonia for someone over 70. Ever felt that freezing cold airplane air? It's not harmless. It might just be the beginning of something more serious. Urinary infections are also common. Dehydration, unfamiliar bathrooms, and poor hygiene can trigger symptoms. But in seniors, these often go unnoticed. Instead of pain, confusion or sleepiness shows up. And if you don't know what to look for, it can get dangerous quickly. So here's your toolkit: hand sanitizer, wipes, bottled water, and disposable toilet seat covers. Overkill? Maybe, until they save your trip. Avoid touching your face after public surfaces. Simple? Yes, but a goldmine for senior wellness. At your hotel, open windows first. Let the air flow. Wipe down doorknobs, remotes, and light switches. Wear flip-flops in the shower. Hotel floors are not your friends. These little habits? They protect your independence. And don't forget the buffet. Avoid raw foods, undercooked meats, and anything that's been sitting out too long. Choose hot meals, cooked vegetables, and fresh fruit. Keep a good probiotic with you. It can help your gut handle new foods. Another solid tip for a longer, safer life: always listen to your body. Confusion, fever, or sudden fatigue could be signs of infection. Don't assume it's just the travel. With seniors, there's no such thing as a minor symptom. Because the real danger isn't getting sick. It's not realizing you already are. And while your body fights off the intruder, another silent risk is building, deep in your legs, far from sight. Not many people take this seriously, but they should. Long-haul flights, especially for those over 70, can be more dangerous than they seem. Sitting still for hours in tight seats, with dry cabin air and limited movement, creates the perfect storm for deep vein thrombosis, DVT. It's a silent threat, blood clots forming in the legs, sometimes traveling to the lungs or brain. And for seniors, it's not rare. It's real. You may have heard of someone who felt fine after a flight, only to fall ill hours later. Sometimes it's a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot that started during the trip. Those with varicose veins, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or a family history of clotting need to be especially cautious. Healthy aging means knowing your body's vulnerabilities and preventing what's preventable. But don't worry, you don't have to cancel your trip. The key is preparation. Get up and move every 2 hours, even if it's just walking to the bathroom or stretching in your seat. Point and flex your feet, rotate your ankles. These small movements keep blood flowing and reduce risk. One of the best tips for a longer life could be as simple as lifting your heels. And if your flight is over 6 hours, consider compression socks. They improve circulation and reduce swelling, a game changer for tired legs. Also, wear loose clothing. Tight clothes restrict blood flow and silently raise your risk. Don't forget hydration. The dry airplane air makes you lose fluids without noticing, and thickened blood clots more easily. Keep a water bottle handy. Skip alcohol and go for coconut water, juice, or plain H2O. A small habit with a big payoff for senior wellness. Now, if you're on blood thinners, take extra care. Don't adjust your medication or add new ones without speaking to your doctor. Even basic painkillers could cause complications. Travel with a signed medical letter explaining your condition and prescriptions. In the third age, being overprepared is a virtue. And here's a surprisingly helpful tip. Choose an aisle seat. Easier access to movement can make a huge difference. If possible, break long trips into 2 flights to reduce sitting time. That added stop may feel inconvenient, but it gives your body a much-needed break. Travel after 70 isn't about speed, it's about strategy. Because no destination is worth more than your life. The real luxury of travel isn't 5-star hotels. It's coming back safe. And speaking of safety, the next threat often hides in plain sight, in what you eat, or worse, what you don't. Most people don't realize how risky travel food can be, especially for seniors. Exotic dishes, irregular meal times, or just skipping water can quietly wreak havoc on a sensitive body. When we talk about healthy aging, nutrition isn't just fuel, it's defense. And bad choices while traveling can quickly lead to stomach distress, dizziness, even dangerous dehydration. After 70, the digestive system loses flexibility. That spicy but mild, local dish might send your stomach into panic mode. Fried foods, raw meats, dairy left out too long. These can all trigger infections or inflammation. And for older adults, a simple upset stomach can become serious fast. We've seen seniors hospitalized for meals that looked fine. Now add dehydration to the mix. Seniors naturally feel less thirst. Add heat, walking, and dry airplane air, and the body can silently dry out. Symptoms? Muscle cramps, low blood pressure, confusion, and fainting. And sometimes, you don't even notice it's happening until it's too late. Solution? Hydration stops. Every 2 hours, pause and drink half a glass of water. Carry a lightweight bottle with markers showing how much you've had. Eat water-rich foods like oranges, cucumbers, and melon. Even a small yogurt at breakfast can help. These micro-decisions protect you when your body is far from home. Beware of hotel buffets. They tempt you to try everything at once, which your stomach may not appreciate. Take smaller portions. Stick to cooked, warm foods. If you're curious about something new, try a tiny bite and see how your body reacts. Wellness after 70 is all about pacing and listening to your body. Not sure where to eat? Choose busy, clean-looking places. Check reviews or ask hotel staff for suggestions. Avoid sketchy street food. And always pack probiotics and oral rehydration sachets. They've saved many vacations. Sometimes the item you almost didn't pack turns out to be the hero of the trip. And about drinks, skip ice from unknown sources. Don't drink tap water unless it's certified safe. Be cautious with homemade fruit juices sold on the street. Contaminated water is a top cause of stomach illness abroad, and what's minor for a younger traveler can be severe for seniors. Bottom line, don't ignore your body's signals. If you're not hungry, that's okay. If you're thirsty, don't wait. A successful trip isn't about ticking off landmarks. It's about staying whole, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And when your mind starts to feel foggy and the streets feel unfamiliar, the problem may no longer be in your stomach. Imagine standing in a foreign city. The signs are in another language, the sounds are strange, The buildings all look the same. And suddenly, you realize you don't know where you are. For older adults, this kind of confusion can hit hard. Even with a sharp mind, a new environment can disorient quickly. Our brains, as we age, depend on routine and familiarity. When those disappear, so does our sense of control. Even a walk around the hotel block can become overwhelming if you're alone. Many seniors forget the name of the hotel or lose track of direction, not because of dementia, but because of simple mental overload. And sadly, some feel too embarrassed to ask for help. That's not forgetfulness. That's fear in disguise. First rule, don't explore alone, especially in the early days of your trip. Go out with someone you trust. And always carry a card or bracelet with your name, hotel info, emergency contact, and medical conditions. For senior well-being, those tiny cards can mean everything. Let your phone be your travel buddy. Snap a photo of your hotel's entrance. Save its GPS location. Use apps to track your steps back. If tech isn't your thing, carry a printed map and the hotel's business card. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Healthy aging embraces preparation, not pride. Sometimes confusion doesn't come from the city, but from your body. Poor sleep, missed medications, and unfamiliar food can trigger brain fog. If a senior becomes unusually quiet, irritated, or lost in thought, don't ignore it. They may need more than rest. They may need help. And don't let fear win. Some seniors spend the whole trip inside their hotel because they're afraid to go out and get lost. That's not living, that's hiding. With the right tips for a longer life, you can travel with confidence and joy. All it takes is planning, honesty, and the courage to ask for support. Here's a simple trick. Before heading out, find a visual landmark, a colorful store, a big tree, a statue, and mentally link it to home base. Tour guides and memory coaches use this. So can you. Think of it as mental breadcrumbs, so you always know your way back. Because no one travels to feel lost. You travel to feel free. And freedom starts with safety. And that, my friend, brings us back to the story that started it all. A journey filled with little choices that ended with no return. Now be honest. Had you ever thought about these risks before? How many of these silent traps have you, or someone close to you, already walked into without noticing? The truth stings. Most people only learn when it's too late. Only value prevention after something goes wrong. And after 70, wrong can be fatal. But now you know. Now you hold a powerful map. And with this map, you can change your path. You can, and should, still travel. But with clarity, with planning, with the kind of care that protects your life while still letting you enjoy the ride. Healthy aging isn't about living less. It's about living smarter. So let me ask you, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Let it fade like any other video? Or start using it today to protect your body, your freedom, your peace of mind? Will you send this to someone who needs to hear it? Because maybe, just maybe, that small action could save a life. And if this video helped open your eyes, if it made you reflect, or if you think someone else needs to hear it, then subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications. Here, every week, we talk about real tips for a longer life, senior well-being, and how to age with dignity, clarity, and independence. You deserve to keep learning. And who knows, maybe on your next trip, you'll come back stronger, wiser, and full of stories, not regrets.